we out here. There you go. Rebel conversation. Rebel conversation. It's rebel conversation. Rebel conversation. The truth is, I just like to talk. Oh, give me a minute here. Y'all, I'm telling you, like, today is the day. We've had it on the calendar for weeks. And finally, we have the one and only Chef Ahki in the building. So glad to have you here, sis, and so glad to see you. You celebrated a birthday. You got your glow going on. Featured in Essence magazine. Woo woo! That was so dope to see.
Thank you.
Tell us who you are. I mean, everybody knows, but if you could just tell us where we can find you, your brand, your business, you know, your purpose, your goals, who you are. Who are you?
So, I don't like to use the term holistic life coach because it's almost like everybody on Facebook is Instagram is a holistic life coach these days. But it's pretty true to the term in that all things health and wellness and better living, my brand encompasses that.
That's right.
So whether it's products, whether it's meal plans, whether it's programs, whether it's retreats, that is my consulting. That is my life's work, is wellness for everyone, but certainly for women.
For women. And I'm just going to add to the list author, motivational speaker, trill goddess, health activist, woke, right?
Yep.
I mean, I had the pleasure of meeting you at Workplace Slay. I forget if it was 2017, 2016.
I think 16.
2016. And never heard anything about Chef Ahki. Never even got into that whole world of holistic health and veganism. I just never was in that space. So Coriel announces the next speaker, and out of nowhere, you just kind of glide into the room. And it was like, oh my God, who is? It was like fairy dust, and the lights turned down, and it was like this moment, everything paused. Like I'm being really serious.
Wow.
Everything just paused. And that is the permission that you give women when you walk into the room to like stud up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have a little confidence, straighten yourself up. Who are you? Ask yourself who you like. You just really demand respect and you command your audience. And that is what attracted to me. Before you even opened your mouth about food and health and, your mindset and all that stuff, I saw it in your vibe. I saw it in the energy when you walked through the space. So that was a new thing for me. I had never seen that.
Wow.
And most of the women in the room had never seen that. So, from there it was blogging opportunities and just kind of connecting on a business level. But then outside of that, we actually connected on a more personal level.
Yes.
Through the Chef Ahki Detox program, which is coming up March 16th and 17th. Where can they go to find more information on that?
They can go right to the site at gochefahki.com. You can go and find out details and get registered and take advantage right now because it's on sale. So,
guys, I don't think you really understand. Sometimes detox or the word, it just doesn't, you can't put it in words what it'll do for you. It's going to change your mind. It's going to change your heart. It's going to change your vibe. It's going to change your life. It's more than learning the foods and learning the things that will help heal yourself, but you're going to connect with other women who may be on the same path as you.
Right.
And you'll have lifelong friends. I certainly have had lifelong friends since the very first one in Atlanta, and that was 2016.
Yes.
Yeah, 2016. So definitely check that out. So what I wanted to do, as you know, this is Rebel Conversations.
You know how excited I am about this.
I'm just saying, like,
you know how excited I am about this.
If I could just scream, like, I totally would. Y'all know how I am. I want to talk about the things that we don't really dive into. I mean, right now it's all about entrepreneurship and being your better self and stacking the coins, securing the bag, being healthy, whether it's meditation, your diet, prayer,
yoga.
It's yoga. It's a lot of things out there to help women be better.
Yes.
But I want to dive into the girlfriend stuff, sisters, What are we doing? Listen, you're married. I'm single. Mm-hmm. What are we doing, in your opinion, your observation, your knowledge, your experience? Mm-hmm. What is it that we're not quite getting? Why are we not securing, they say the man? Why are we not getting the king? Why are we not getting like the one to come to us? Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that, you're going to have all the answers, but my gosh, I've got to hear your opinion.
I certainly don't claim to have all the answers, but I will say I got a good 25 years of experience. Mm-hmm. As you know, I was single just up until a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. So I got a lot of advice on this subject, but there's several things here that needs to be discussed. And I'm so grateful that we're talking about this, because on my platform, I don't get to get into all this stuff, but this is some of the stuff that I love talking about, right?
Right.
So in asking, why aren't women securing the man? They're glowing up. Their skin is on fleek. Their brows on fleek. Their lace fronts is on fleek. Their pockets is on fleek, and they single. Mm-hmm. I was single and angry in Atlanta for years. I mean, 6-7 years I was single, angry in Atlanta. I thought Atlanta was the first place that made me feel that I needed to secure a bag just to even have a man.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I'm coming from Oklahoma City, Dallas, Texas. Brothers don't care nothing about none of that. They're looking for women with specific qualities, and they're going to marry for those qualities, whether or not she works at the Sizzler,
Bank of America.
Wherever, you know what I'm saying? That's not relevant to him. He's looking for certain qualities. Mm-hmm. So I didn't grow up feeling like I had to have my career popping in order to have a man.
Yeah.
And I actually had a brother that I was really, really checking for in Atlanta, who he definitely had not secured any bag for himself, first of all. But because I had like roommates, I'm like 25, 26. I got roommates, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm doing an internship. Like I'm a waitress. Like I'm just trying to figure it out. Mm-hmm. And he made a comment that, he was just like, you're not very stable. And I thought,
and this is in Atlanta.
Yeah. And this brother was at least 6 years older than me. And I thought, well, hell, neither are you, Negro.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like, what what is this?
Right.
And so, I believe he was dating someone who was a little more stable. Mm. And so my mind went swimming with thinking about, oh my God, I have to actually consider this. So at that point I just said, well, you know what? I became one of those, I don't need a man right now. I'm just going to focus on me, and I'm going to, secure my bag and focus on my career. And 6 years of that, I was really angry and miserable. So what I discovered was that I had to look and think outside of the box. All right. And I didn't date younger men at that time, but my husband is much younger than me. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah. But the crazy thing is that out of the two of us, he's the elder in this relationship. He is an old man, and our son is a very old man. I mean, he runs the whole thing. He's real old. Mm-hmm. So I had to be open. I looked for very particular qualities. My husband, he already believed in family. Mm-hmm. He already wanted children. He already wanted a wife. He already believed in legacy building. Okay, that was something that before me he already was interested in. See,
so how did you find all these things out? Like, how did you?
Oh, I was very like, look, I'm 35. Uh-huh. I'm not here to play with you. What are we doing? Yeah, I was very upfront, and I think that women get nervous about that. They don't want to just tell a man, "This is what I'm seeking."
Why is that?
I think that we think that we will run them off, right? But this is the thing: a man who is looking for that, and he sees those qualities in you, and he's attracted to your vibe, he's going for it. It is nothing you can do about it. It's nothing you can do to deter him.
That's right.
You understand? Mm-hmm. So we have to stop being afraid of that, sisters, and speak up for what it is exactly that you're wanting, because you may find someone that's like, yes, that's exactly what he's been waiting for someone to say to him too.
Right.
All right?
Right.
So that's a big part of it. But also, this is another tidbit that I got to just drop.
Please.
And I know y'all may not feel this, but here's the thing. Sister girls, oftentimes, we have these codes, even if they're unspoken codes. And I believe in some of the sister codes. Don't get me wrong. But the sister code after 30, that you can't never date a man that your homegirl done dated.
Oh, yeah. You're going to have to trash that.
You're going to have to trash that.
Yeah. It's a small town.
It's just not.
Yeah.
It just isn't realistic.
Yeah.
And so and to this day, I know several women in their late 20s still talking that mess. By the time they hit 35, the whole soundtrack changes. So y'all need to keep it real open mind and have an honest dialogue with your sister about the situation. If your girl used to date him, more than likely, like myself, any of my exes, I mean, it's open season. Yeah, I'm not with them for a reason. So good luck to you.
Have at it.
Have at it.
So let me ask you a question. So, boss bitch, I'm a boss ass bitch. How does that keep a man from you?
Oh goodness, yeah, ain't no man looking for no boss bitch.
Yeah,
not any man that I know, honorable men. That it's cool that you're a boss as long as you know you're not his boss,
right?
And I think it's easy to get it twisted.
Wait a minute. I need you to unpack that. Unpack when you say we're not his boss. Like, talk to us about what that looks like. When we're trying to boss a man, what does that sound like? What does that look like? What are some of the things you see?
Well, for example, talking over him undermines him. Especially in front of others, but you shouldn't do it at all, sisters. Don't undermine his decisions. That's a major part of it. And I think that we don't know how to turn it off. Because if you are a boss, I feel you, sisters. I have a staff. I have to, boss people around and to some degree. And then when I get home, I still have to know how to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and turn it off.
You got to turn it off.
Yeah.
So you have to just know how to encourage him in the ways of the things that he's great in, because I know we can do it all, sisters, and we feel like we just have it all, we can do it all, we're better at everything and all the time. I get it, but you still have to let him for the peace in your home and sanctity of your marriage, of your relationship. So that and trust me, they're looking for that.
Yes,
they're looking for women who stand back and let them be the man. They really actually are looking for that and want that. And the men that aren't, you'll see that right away. You'll notice those behaviors and you can keep it pushing.
How do we get here? I was talking to my friends the other day and I was saying, it feels like women are becoming men and men are becoming women.
Oh, man.
And what I mean by that is women are asking guys out, and listen, I'm not here for right or wrong. Before they come at me in the comments and all that.
Oh,
listen,
man.
Women are asking men out. Hey, you should be open-minded. Ask him out on a date. You should do the prowling. You should do the seeking. You should do the hunting. If you're not getting it, you should be open-minded and do that. And then what I'm finding is men are actually saying, man, I was hoping you'd ask.
Oh, yeah.
I was hoping you would say something to me.
That's happening.
I was hoping that, I didn't know what to exactly say to you.
Oh, yeah.
Why are the roles switching? Like, what is happening?
I talk about this a lot. It's unfortunate. I call it the gender harmonics are off, right?
Yes.
So, and again, we're at a place where you almost can't even talk about this shit because people feel so, this gender blurring and all this stuff, right? Yeah, so it's it's hard to say what's correct and what's not correct, right? But you can say what works for you and what's correct for you.
That's right.
Right? And so in my case, I knew that I was raised with my father. I was raised around certain things, certain images and ideas and concepts and ways of behavior. So I knew I wanted a man who could whoop somebody on my behalf. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he needed to bust a cap, he knew how. Okay. So that I felt safe in my home.
Change a tie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Change a tire, basic things. And my aunties told me, if you are opening your pocketbook, then you don't never open your pocketbook.
Wait a minute. Hold on. That just went over my head. If you say that again.
So if you open your legs, you don't open your pocketbook. Now that's an old saying, but for some folks where I come from.
We paying to play. I'm telling you right now,
I know it's happening. But it's the lines are getting way too blurry, sisters, and you gotta make a stand somewhere with this thing right here. Okay, I've had brothers straight up be like, so you paying for your half, and I'm like, what just happened? Did we not just go on a date? I've had that happen.
Dutch.
Yeah.
Going Dutch.
First of all, didn't I pick you up?
Right.
Okay. So
didn't I plan this date?
Yeah.
We're doing a lot of the planning.
Look,
too.
It's a mess.
Goodness
it's
gracious.
a mess. So this is the thing. I I think that to each his own, but I think it's very important to, if you know yourself, that you feel strongly about men who don't pay for things in the dating process, then you should just claim that, know that's true about yourself so that you don't make him pay for it in some way later, right? And just know that about yourself and just be about that. Now, if you're in a marriage, there are times where I know my husband probably spent $1,000 on me this week, so we're about to go to breakfast just because I want to, so I got him.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just a cycle that you will get into with your mate. It's an ebb and flow. You know, you don't always have to do it, so he knows he doesn't always have to pay for everything all the time, you know? But in the dating process, for me, that was just a must, and that was my standard.
Wow. So it sounds like you have to really be aware of yourself. And you have to be aware of, what if everybody in your circle, though, has the same mindset as you when it comes to dating? It's like, so girl, are you planning a date? You guys should go here, here, here. Like, they're encouraging you to take the lead in the situation.
Interesting.
So, like, where does a woman go to learn that she might need to try something different?
Yeah, see that, and again, it's back to really being able to listen to yourself and know yourself, because if your female friends are saying you need to be the hunter, you need to be the one to approach men, you need to be the one, or you might get left out. And again, I have to bring up the example of my husband. In the room. Right. This is the thing about getting knowledge of self, sisters, and getting in tune with yourself and in tune with your sacred, feminine, divine energy. You have got to learn how to master your feminine energy, women. You should be able to pour a man a cup of tea and he knows who he's dealing with.
Come on, somebody.
You need to be able to walk in a room and you can sense the vibration in the room, and the room can sense your vibration. So when I walked in the room, I remember... This will hold my husband. Don't get me in trouble. I walked into a room. I was single, so I'm on the prowl.
Right.
So I scanned the room. I see one tall brother, and I thought, ooh, yeah, that's me right there. So instead of, I'm giving y'all jewels, sisters.
I hope you take notes. Like, please.
So I go in the room. I make a trip. I make a trip. I post up at the bar for a second. I make my round one time. I looked at the brother. I didn't notice if he looked at me or not. But I just kind of looked at the brother. I just felt the vibe. And I was like, I'm going to leave now. I left the building not knowing whether or not this brother noticed me or not. And I stopped for a moment just to give him time to catch up, just in case. And pretended to tie my shoe. And he walked right up. Excuse me. Right. So you don't always have to approach men.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Leave a trail.
Come on. Leave a trail, sisters. That's what they're men. That's that primal energy, is they want something to conquer in a way. That's just their primal energy. They want to accomplish something, feel like they got the carrot.
See, the problem is there's a mindset or an idea out there that it's archaic to, why should the man run the house, or why should the man take the lead? Like, we're women, we're equal. We should be able to go out here and get what we want and secure the bag and secure the house and secure the business and get the relationship we want. Like, that's dated. It's dated thinking that a man should approach you and be the leader of the household and I should be quiet when he speaks. That's dated.
Well, I put up a post.
Is it working?
Look, right. Is it working for you?
Right.
That's number one. Is it working for you? But I put up a post that went super crazy viral. It was so random. I didn't expect this to happen, but it was around this time last year when the feminism was at its height.
Right.
And I said, stop trying to make me a feminist. I don't have to be a feminist. I'm a woman. First of all, I don't have to be a feminist. I'm a woman. First, and a man could never be equal to me.
So when you say I don't have to be a feminist, I'm a woman.
I'm a woman.
Unpack that, because that's not going to hit everybody's brain.
Yeah.
So what do you mean I'm a woman?
Well,
meaning
really,
I am.
Yeah, the tone was just saying that I birthed men.
That's right.
I'm a woman. All life comes out of me. So you could never be my equal. So if feminism is equality, if the foundation is equality, then for me that doesn't work for me. To each his own. But in my household, I'm not equal to any man. If anything, I'm superior. Women are biologically superior. Men come from us. So for me, I think that it's like you're playing yourself when you do that, women. You're playing yourself when you're trying to just be his equal. You're trying to compete with him financially. You're trying to compete with him on who's running your household. Yeah, you're trying to run over him. You're trying to, outdo him constantly, trying to win his respect. But that actually doesn't work, because what happens is, sisters, you lose your grace.
Ooh.
That's what happens. And that's not sexy.
Too rough around the edges.
Yeah, that ain't sexy.
Look, I need to take a breath. Jeez. I knew you were going to do this. Everybody out there, just take a breath. Like, let it sink in. I have a question. So we talked about our grace and our feminine energy and our mystique and leaving the crumbs, the trail for him to come and find you, and, you know, checking the tune of the room and checking the vibration and checking the energy and being self-aware.
Mm-hmm.
Chef.
Yes, ma'am.
Where can young women go to find their feminine energy? How do they... Listen, if I've been a tomboy all my life, if I played basketball, if I was raised by wolves, you know, whatever, single parent home, my grandmother, maybe my dad, maybe I was raised by just my dad. I don't know my mom. Okay. Where do I go to find out more about feminine energy? How do I tap into that? What do I need to do? What do I need to eat? What do I need to say? What do I need to read? Like, what do I do?
That's a great question. What do you do? Because there are a lot of sisters out there that that's their energy, right? And that's necessary too. I have some amazing women. As a matter of fact, one of my interns is a guerrilla warfare expert. Okay, love her. About to go to shooting range with her and organize women on survival skills and things like that.
Wow.
Which is extremely important for women too, right? So it's not all about, you know, belly dancing and sashaying.
Yeah.
But what I will say about where to go is, one of the first things that you can do is look to the women whose feminine energy calls to you and inspires you. Whether that's someone like myself, whether that's someone like Antres, whether that's someone like just women maybe in your family, women who, you know, who authors that you love to read. They're, you know, whoever it may be. For you, it may be some famous actress. It may be Gabrielle Union. It may be Beyonce. It may be, you know, find someone and maybe even start a journal where you dialogue about how you feel about your own self as a woman, as a female,
that's
right?
good.
And maybe pick out the traits about this woman that call to the feminine side of yourself, and all the different things. Like, this is a really deep internal work. This is not something that comes natural for everybody. So it may be something that you really have to do a lot of internal dialogue and find out where your blockages are in this area. Something I like to tell women to do, just a quick ritual here to get into your feminine energy, is to wear pink. I think a lot of us wear like dark colors a lot. And I always notice women, especially black women, I'm like, why are you always wearing black? You black.
Yeah.
You know, right? So this is just a magical spill here, sisters, especially sisters who are looking for a mate. Put on light pastel colors one day, just light colors, and go out and go to the place where you normally go to meet guys or wherever you go, and just wear light colors that day. You know, do something a little different with your hair, right? If you normally wear flats because they're comfortable, okay, find some little comfy little platform heels real quick and just kind of see what happens, you know, and maybe take a class for dancing. Dancing is very, very important.
Yes,
and, you know, we've been on the fibroid campaign for a while because a lot of our sisters, because of this excessive stress and masculine energy, working and trying to compete, we also have lost some of these, that the energy of that feminine energy starts to attack your womb. All right. So this is very important, women. So finding a place where you can dance, whether it's some Afro-Caribbean, like me and Antres just did this year, whether it's reggaeton, whether it's whatever you're into, some Latin, some salsa, something, sisters, where you can move your hips and get in tune with your feminine energy is very important. Maybe tantric yoga, things like that is very important. So you got to find, there's so many pockets of things. I could go on and on about all the different ways that you could do this, but you know, lightening up your colors, your fragrance, changing some things out, lightening up your home, maybe even having a journal to your divine feminine self and a little area where you put certain little things that is dedicated to that for yourself can help to start to enhance those qualities.
Woo! Like, we're just not getting this on a day-to-day basis. I mean, obviously there's pockets of experts in all of those things, but to get it just straight up. Some of the tips and things we can do differently to open up that part of our life and open up that space that we have, because we all have it. Maybe our environment didn't support it. Maybe our environment didn't nurture that. Like, because I know for me, you know, my mom is not feminine at all. And I define feminine a little bit different. So she does the hair, she does the nails, she does the makeup, she does the heels, right? But her words,
her tone,
her tone, the way she touched things, the way she handled things, it was very like masculine. And I actually took that on. And I'm not blaming or anything, but that's just the realness of it. Like being rough around the edges, being loud, being, you know, all these things. I never really had the feminine side.
Gotcha.
So I think that's common for a lot of people. You talked about find someone that you admire, like a Beyonce or yourself, or I forget her name. She did the Goddess Glow Up thing. Hadia, find her. You know, just anybody that kind of is in that lane. You met recently Iyanla Vanzant.
I did.
And it was at a taping of Sister Circle.
Yes.
What? Tell us, because we know from reading her books and seeing her on TV, maybe going to her speaking engagements, we kind of get an idea of what Iyanla could be like. But would she be a good example to look up to for femininity or just energy, or just like, what did you get?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of serving her later that next week. And she was just a beautiful, kind, loving energy. I would use Iyanla as Vanzant as a
that's what I was thinking,
as an example, mostly because of what we just talked about. Her tone and her love and her sincerity is phenomenal.
Wow.
I've seen grown men who met her and within an hour were laying in her lap crying. You know, so what could be more nurturing?
Yeah.
You know, as in African tradition, they talk about the two sisters, Aset and Hathor, or Aset and Heteru, or Yemaya and Oshun. And these two sisters, although quite different in their feminine energy, both women, no doubt, and serve the world through their working together as sisters. So, and they in this traditional story, they represent the ovaries, they represent the womb, you know, in the process of birthing into the earth. But they also represent the two different forms of feminine energy on the planet, which I think is very important. Like, you know, you have the wife and the mother, and then, you know, you might have the what they call now the side chick.
Yeah.
But she was a servant, and she helped with childbirth and sensual energy. So this is very important. So all the types are necessary. But what Iyanla does as a mother and as a healer is unmatched and certainly feminine.
Yeah. And I just want, you know, to bring that up because I figured there would be a lot of folks that would even look up to her as well.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely.
It doesn't always have to look like youth or look like trendy.
No.
You can go and get elder to
Queen
help you with
Afua,
that.
Honey.
Yeah.
Felicia Rashad is my idol. Okay. When I do things, I'm like, Felicia Rashad do that? You know what? Let me take 2 steps back.
And
get out of this vacation here.
Yeah.
Come back to my real life.
But you know what? Variable, being different, changing your hair, changing the colors you wear, that all kind of goes into culmination of attracting the man.
Absolutely.
The man. Not any man. The man. So, you know, we're getting close to a wrap up, but I got to ask this question. So we talked about the role switching. We talked about women becoming men, men more, you know, feminine or becoming women.
I'm getting nervous.
Boundaries. How does a woman teach, train, I don't know what the right word is, a man boundaries? Because I feel like, and I can speak from my own experience, I'm a giver. And I just give and give and give. I will give myself to the abyss of nothingness, right? So some of us believe that that's love. Some of us believe that that's cute, or that's how you secure a man is you just give all.
And
you don't have any
boundaries,
and they will want. Ooh, wait a minute, put on a t-shirt. give and they will want it. And I'm finding in my experience that is not true.
Very untrue.
So how do I balance the feminine energy and staying graceful but also being firm and creating boundaries? Give us some tips on because listen, raised without a dad.
Yes.
Single mom. I have a sister, different dads. She's the baby of a family of 7. Her mom and dad were deaf and blind. So her older sister raised her. Mom died at age 15, never met her dad. So there's some behaviorals and some pathology things that are coming over. But I want to know, you can't be all the way boss ass bitch and then be all the way doormat.
Oh yeah, no ma'am.
So boundaries, how do we do it?
You know, you got to put yourself first. You got to be your number one priority. But I've always been a number one priority. In all my relationships, I always had an agenda, period. I mean, having a man was not my agenda. That's the thing. Having a man was not your agenda. Having a man wasn't my agenda.
Okay. Now speak. No, wait.
My life's work is my agenda.
Yeah, okay.
Let's be clear.
But that's a thing.
Yeah, let's be clear. Okay. But I know that's like a real thing. Like, you just got to get to the man. Just get the man. Get the man.
Because the man will save me, and being married will save me.
That ain't the way. That is not the way. Getting the husband is not like the goal. First of all, once you get it, then what? Right. That's when the work starts. You're like, what the hell was I thinking? You know what I'm saying? The hell you done got used to your own bed and your own smell and your own everything. This is
smell
great.
For sure.
So be clear. So be clear about what you want. Okay, because again, you have to be establishing boundaries means that no matter what's going on, whatever he's coming with, you are already secure in your own focus on your own life is a priority to yourself. That is number one. So the moment he starts coming with things that compromise you, that compromise your own personal standard for your own goals in life, your own stuff, you making $4,000 a month and he's requiring that he come and live with you. And then look, and now he wants to spend up more money on your electricity and your water and your this and your that.
Your internet.
Your internet, your grocery bill and went up. And you thinking it's not a big deal because, I mean, I pay this rent anyway by myself and I'm fine. And then next thing you know, he's sleeping at your house every day. And now you spending an extra $2,000 a month on utilities and groceries that you wasn't spending before. And you're trying to figure out why you can't go on a vacation with your girls this year. Then now you have compromised your boundaries.
Wait a minute. That's the real
Just
thing.
Your boundaries.
I see it all the time.
I see it all the time. I see it all the time. Women are just, and this is a confidence thing. Yeah. Let's be real clear.
Yeah.
This is about a confidence, right? So we
lack thereof,
or
right?
Self-esteem and confidence. So and men can see that. They can see. Predator can see that low-hanging fruit immediately, and they're like, oh, look at that. She ain't got that much confidence. I'm gonna move in with her.
Girl.
And eat up all her food and watch all her Netflix. They see it. So sisters, be very clear. The predators are real. The brothers are out here on their survival tactics. I knew so many fine men that I dissed tall and fine because they was driving somebody's car and living on somebody's couch and wasn't gonna be mine.
Yeah.
So I dissed many of fine brothers till I found my husband. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
Okay. My husband is awesome and he fine and everything, but I met lots of beautiful men that got dissed.
This I know.
Because they weren't about nothing and weren't ready to get it for themselves. So when I met my husband, because he had his own and because he was very focused and clear that he wanted family, it was a no-brainer for me.
Wow. So boundaries, confidence is what creates the boundaries.
Absolutely.
And having your own lane, your own thing that you do, and you know what it is that you do. Exactly. I don't think a lot of sisters
and
know
you know
that
when you done compromised it.
Yes.
The moment he done compromised your stuff, you know it. That's when it's time to move and stop lying to yourself, because we get in denial because we so happy to have this man and start thinking, and then we get confused because we start thinking about what he did bring to the table. He brought this and he brought that and brought this, but have you compromised you?
You have.
That's it.
I have.
That's it.
Why you kind of put me at
sorry.
the altar like this?
I'm
now
sorry.
I got maternity.
Come on, 2018, sisters. 2018.
No, but I've come through. I mean, the detox definitely set me on a different path in general. Just honoring myself. You talk about confidence.
Yes.
You talk about self-love.
Yes.
The detox put me in a whole nother lane. It was like I can't even see him. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know who that
your blinders was being on.
You know
very
what I'm
clear,
saying?
very focused.
So definitely taking care of yourself is key. I gotta ask this question. I was talking to a girlfriend, and she was going on and on and on about this guy that she was dating and how they were intimate in the beginning. First, the first few dates, they had sex. And they repeatedly had sex. And then he started falling off. And I know the story is you can't give it up early. You can't give it up at the beginning because they won't respect you. We've learned that from day one, right? But now there's this new trend, get it how you live it. Ain't nothing, ain't nothing wrong with a, boom, boom, pow, pow. Ooh. But listen to this story. So she says he fell off. He got something happened with his job and he kind of got like down and out. He lost his job or something like that. And so he stopped talking to her. He stopped calling her, stopped communicating with her or whatever. And she said that I felt some type of way because I was just feeling like, why would you just cut off from me? Why would you just shut down from me? Why would you ghost me? Being that we've had nice times together. I mean, sexual and conversation, right? And
so he like other kind of vaginas too.
Okay. You got to watch what they do. I mean, you just gotta, not what they say, but what they do.
Yeah.
So then she says, but I feel like, so I asked her the question. I said, so what is it about him that got you kind of like shook a little bit? Like, him not calling anymore. She was like, because we had chemistry. Okay. So I really need you to tell us what real chemistry is. Chemistry is not good sex and a fun date. That's not chemistry. That's just protocol. That's not. So what is real chemistry? We always go to this thing about, we just have good chemistry and he's the homie and I feel like his bestie and all that. Like,
no, chemistry is when your fundamental principles are in line with this man. And so you like him and he likes you as a person. You can live in peace and be in peace and at peace and get along. Yeah.
So chemistry is not below the belt.
No, that's some old reptilian brain, mammalian brain ish. You feel me? That's some old. I mean, new dick is. Can I say that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, new pussy is good. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? New dick is good. So everybody's going to be excited about new vagina, and dating is always nice because guess what? You done got prepared and he done got prepared. You done got your fresh wax and your coochie tastes like vanilla cream and everything is perfect and awesome. You know what I'm saying? He done went to Lenox Mall and got that little bottle of expensive cologne, the little, and he done put it on and smelling like heaven. You thinking he really doing something? And, it's popping for a couple weeks because it's drama free.
That's the game.
That's the game. So it seems intoxicating. New D is intoxicating. So you mistake that for chemistry, but real chemistry stands the test of time.
Say that fundamental thing again. When
your fundamental principles are in alignment with your partner, that's true chemistry. That's true chemistry. So when you get married, you might not be like, I'll speak from a woman who's had a child. Your hormones go crazy. You're not going to be always hot for the D like that.
Yeah.
Your man may not be always hot for you like that. The hormones go crazy. The babies keep you up all night long. Am I lying, moms and dads in the room?
No,
right?
You're not.
So it gets real, right? And all that chemistry and all that mess, it's like, I'm not even feeling you like that right now. I'm sleepy. My breasts I'm like a cow. It's not fun.
Yeah.
So then what? What connects you is the fact that, again, your fundamental principles are aligned. And you can go back and mess with old hot in the draws brother that you was messing with because y'all hot for each other. But when those fundamental things come up and it ain't in alignment,
you gotta get out of there.
And that's why he got out of there.
Yeah.
Because obviously
he felt
it wasn't all that. He
felt the feelings coming on with her and the
and he wasn't there because that's not what he wants. So his fundamental principle was not aligned with hers.
Read between the freaking
He kept it moving. New coochie's good.
Wow.
That's it. Don't take it personal, sisters. It just is what it is.
Nah, they won't take it personal. this is Rebel Conversations. You come here to get truth. You don't come here to get the fluff. So
I love it.
I'm good on that.
Love it.
They're good on that. I gotta tell you've dropped. I can't even think because you've given me so much love. Like I'm over here melting.
Love her.
This incredible information and tips and tools and resources and things to question, things for planting a seed. You know, you're doing that for the viewers and for the listeners, planting the seed. They may not get it all tonight.
Yes.
But
I have to come back for this one.
They're going to have to save it.
I'm going to tell them, if you really want a man, if you want a black man, go to the mosque.
Ooh.
Go to the mosque. That's a whole.
But we got to be ready.
Right. I mean, be ready and everything. I'm just saying. You might take a year or two to get yourself together because you got to come correct.
All the way correct.
But you might need to go to the mosque. I mean, you got to keep an open mind out here.
Yeah.
Because a lot of our best brothers is locked up. And that's what I used to say all the time. My husband's locked up. And at the time, I think he was. But for real.
Right.
I used to say, look, me and my only sister, both of our men were in jail. And I used to say, you know what, our men probably is in jail. But, you know, there's some great men.
Yeah.
In our community, unfortunately,
in places that we're not looking, in places we're not looking,
in places we're not looking,
locked up, obviously.
Yeah, we at the club. We might go to church. We want us a good Christian man and all this and that, right?
I'm sorry,
I'm
gonna pass on that one. I'm keeping it real. Like, mom's got one from the church, man. It ain't that good, okay? Anywho, but listen, I want to say thank you so much for being here. This was one of the best interviews I've had thus far, because I've just kind of just been taping and getting the catalog together. Where can we find you one more time? What's coming up? Tell us, Essence Magazine, what's up?
Yo, go to GoChefAhki.com. If you haven't copped that Essence Magazine with Black Panther cast on there, I am in there this month. And we're having our March 16th detox retreat. Please go to thefreshtribe.com if you need support in your wellness lifestyle. GoChefAhki.com for retreat, books, products, etc.
Consulting, all that.
And
by the way, everything that she just dropped here, imagine getting that in one full weekend. Unfiltered, unscripted, raw, realness. Everything you need outside of just your diet, guys. You got to check this detox out. And the Essence Magazine, the fact that you were on the one with the Black Panther cast, Angela Bassett, Lupita Nyong'o, and I don't know the other young ladies' names.
Edition.
One of a kind.
I feel blessed.
Guys, make sure you continue to watch Rebel Conversations. Subscribe, like, share, comment, engage. Let's do this together. It's fresh, new, phenomenal information. And I couldn't be more excited. Rebel Conversation, Chef Ahki.
Woo, woo. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.